My first girlfriend turned into the moon.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's me, Shogun RX8. I'm sorry I haven't posted a video in a while. I've been very busy with work, so I haven't had a chance to really do much. I'm sorry if the audio quality on this is not as good as it should be. My mic broke and I haven't had a chance to buy another one, but that'll be my next purchase soon. But today, we're going to do a walk around of my 2005 Mazda RX8. Right now, we're gonna start with the cosmetic stuff. So let's start with the front part of the car. That front bumper is a Veil side or Vader front bumper. I've had it for 4 years. As you can tell, it's pretty bad. I've actually hidden the crack right here with the license plate that I got off eBay. I'll be replacing that pretty soon. I'm going to go with either a R3 front bumper for a Series 1 RX8 or a Mazda Speed front bumper, whichever I can get my hands on to first or is in my price range. And next thing you'll notice at the front is the headlights. I get a lot of questions about these headlights. I just got the strip off of Amazon for about $30. Anyone can do it to their stock headlights. And I just wired it to my low beams. I also added a wrap on here just to give it a little bit of a meaner look. Look how bad the front bumper is. That fitment is horrible. I promise you that the hood is closed. It's the front bumper, it's not the hood. And I got quick release because it's a pretty bad bumper. Alright, so now let's move on to the wide body I have. This is a Pandem Widebody kit. This kit is made to fit the 2009 to 2011 RX8s, the R3 versions. As you can tell, it doesn't line up because the R3 fenders are definitely different, and also the headlights are a little bit longer as well. So not a lot of this adds up with the Series 1, so there's a lot of fitment issues with it. It does come with the side canards. I did lose the other side canard already from the freeway. I'm just gonna make another template with this and make it with ABS plastic. If you are going to get this kit, you will have to do a lot of cutting. Luckily, I have my friend that was able to help me with this body kit, got it on there pretty good. So on to the next thing, the wheels. Now these are SSR Viennas. The specs up front are 18 by 11 plus 0 offset, and I'm running a 30mm spacer currently on the fronts. I do want to go wider in the future because look at this fitment, it's pretty bad. You can still fit a whole fist right there. So I might go 38s or just go 50. The rears are 38mm spacers, so I might try it out in the fronts and see how that goes, but if not, I might go with the 50mm. Let's talk about the rear wheels. These wheels are 18 by 12, negative 25 offset. I'm running a 38mm spacer for the rears. It's still not good enough for the rears as well. I can definitely go a lot wider. What I'll be doing, I'll get a 50mm here, try the 50 mils on the fronts as well. Hopefully it fits and it looks a lot better, a lot more flush with the rear fender. It's gonna be a little bit tough to even go any lower than this. So I don't know if I can do that. I'm just gonna poke it out a little bit more and then I'll be finished with that. Now let's go to the side of the car. Just got my 02 sticker right there. And you might ask what this means. It means Shogun, which is a general samurai in Japan. I used to have a Samurai Champloo decal here. That was my favorite thing about the car. I had to take it off because of the wide body kit. And I'll be putting another one on there soon. I'm just gonna mock up a few things. It doesn't really flow well because it's such a wide rear fender. And here's another sticker I have. It's Itachi from Naruto. Street drifting, it's probably a crime, but not really if you don't get caught. Next thing you'll notice is the wing. This is a big Country Labs wing, 1700mm. It's the universal one. because at the time they didn't have the RX8 kit. I definitely do like the swing because it finishes off the wide body look. As you can tell from the back, it looks really wide and it just goes with the kit. Very aggressive looking. And big shout out to Big Country Labs, because ever since I've had the RX8, I've always wanted a Big Country Labs wing. It's just my favorite wing in general. I don't think I'll ever go with a different one. Big shout out to Big Country Labs. Now let's talk about the rear taillights. These are LED taillights. I bought these off of eBay for around $180, and they're actually plug and play. It was pretty simple, it took about 10 minutes. They're definitely a lot better than the stock ones, because the stock ones it just looked busy and there's so much going on. It didn't have this clean look. Alright, so now let's talk about the exhaust. It's a turbo XS catback and a turbo XS mid pipe as well. It shoots some pretty big flames. I'm happy about that. It sounds really good. There's not a lot of drone as well, and it's not raspy at all. You can really hear in the higher RPMs. It sounds really good. The only thing I do want to do is extend this exhaust out, because it's a little too short. I'm just gonna extend that out a little bit just so it could poke right here at least, so that all the exhaust goes that way. Gotta watch out for this. One time I almost hit my head right here. Oh my god. I do premix. I always use Idemitsu. And what is premixing? It's just putting 2-stroke oil into the gas tank, and I go with a 1 ounce to 1 gallon ratio. Just a lot safer that way, and I always recommend it. Don't premix if you have a catalytic converter, because that will clog your cat. It could also foul your spark plugs a lot faster, but I usually just change out my spark plugs every 20,000 miles or once a year, with the coils and wires as well. It's just part of the maintenance. It just takes about 30 minutes just to do the spark plugs, but it's definitely worth doing the premix, so that way your rotary engine lives a lot longer. So that's about it for the cosmetic wise at the front. Let's go inside and then we'll pop the hood afterwards. Alright guys, so we're inside the interior of the RX8, and we'll just go over what I have in here. It's nothing too crazy, but let's start with the front. So it's just the basic steering wheel. I will be putting a quick release steering wheel on this pretty soon. I do have Totoro just chilling right there, and this is just a non-stop tuning shift knob that I have for about $20 online. Just got this recently installed. This is the non-stop tuning hydro brake. I still need to finish it up by putting a steel template here and bolting it on, because it does have a lot of play when you're pulling the hydro. It still works, but that's one thing I need to fix before I go to a drift event. So how many miles does my RX8 have? Currently has 157,000. It was rebuilt at around 50,000 miles. So I'm over 100,000 miles on my current engine right now. And one way you can tell if you have a good engine or a bad engine on an RX8 is with a hot start. And let me show you what that is. So a hot start is when you're fully warmed up, meaning the needle's right there. If it starts quick, then you have a good engine, and that's a sign of a good engine. One way you can tell you have a bad engine is if it takes a long time to start. A really bad engine, it might not even start. You might have to give it another 10-20 minutes to cool down, and then it'll start. So that's one way to tell if you have a bad engine or not. So we'll start it up real quick and see what we have. So that was a pretty quick startup. Took less than maybe 2 seconds. This engine has 100,000 miles and it still runs really, really good. Stay tuned for the next video, because I will talk about the RX8 is like after 100,000 miles. So let's turn it off and we'll go to the engine bay. Alright guys, so let's check out the engine bay. A few key things. How do you keep a rotary engine reliable? Here's the secret. Alright, so here's my engine, and we're just gonna go over a few things with it. First off, I'm sorry it's really, really dusty, as you can tell. I actually went off the track and went into a dirt patch, and it's been messy ever since. All I have is a cold air intake on there, I do need to get a bigger filter so that way it breathes a lot better. The way you keep a rotary engine reliable, the main thing is don't do anything to the engine. It's reliable as it is right now. The more mods you put on this engine, the more unreliable it'll get. One more thing you don't want to do with the Renesis engine is boost it. Putting a turbo on here, people think you could just put a $2,000 turbo onto this and call it a day. There's a lot of tuning on there, a lot of money, so if you don't have the time to do it properly and the money to do it, I wouldn't recommend it. That's what a 100,000 mile engine looks like, and it's probably ready for another 100,000 miles. 230 horsepower is good enough to slide this thing. I don't need any insane amount of horsepower. In the future, when this car does need a brand new engine, I do plan on going with a Turbo 2 rotary engine from an FC RX7 with a single turbo. I'll probably try to push around 300 horsepower, so we'll do that in the future. Rotary engines are very simple. It's all about maintenance. If you take care of them properly, they'll last you a long time. I'll actually make another separate video on how I take care of this, because I do have to do the spark plugs, ignition wires, and coils pretty soon, so stay tuned for that video. Since we have some time, we're just gonna do a pull or two just so you can hear what it sounds like inside. It's gonna be hard with me holding a camera and shifting at the same time. It's gonna be a little bit tough, but bear with me. Let me show you how low the car is. That's pretty bad. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I will be getting a mic soon. I'm sorry for the wind. And make sure if you have any questions, just go ahead and comment down below. I'll answer them. And subscribe so that you can see some more content about this RX8. A lot more things planned. And my girlfriend also got a 300ZX, so we'll be doing some modifications on that. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.